And it looks like we've got Stephen here. Hey, Stephen, how's it going?
It's going great. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. I've been telling our guests I woke up this morning and my computer wouldn't turn on. So I'm currently live streaming from my kid's iPad, which is a good backup. But anyhow, I hear you're joining us from Japan. Is that right?
That's right. I just happened to be here on this auspicious day.
Excellent. And you are run a small business, and I hear that you are also going to read some comments that have been submitted by internet users. But maybe first, before we get into those comments, I'd love to just hear from you. Why is this issue important to you? You're clearly care enough about this that you contacted us and said you want to come on the stream. Why is this something that impacts you, your business, and something that you're passionate about?
Well, I'm a broadband development consultant. I'm based out in California. I work mostly with cities and regional organizations to try and build better broadband infrastructure and ultimately establish better broadband service. And the issue for me isn't, net neutrality is an important issue. Having access to neutral, having neutral net access is absolutely essential. The real issue, though, in my view, is competition. The problem is we have monopolies controlling internet access in the United States to a great degree. And when you have a monopoly, when you have a monopolist controlling your access to the internet, you end up, in a situation where the laws of economics take over and they will act in a way that maximizes their benefit. That's the way it works. So you've got two choices. Either you create competition, which is what my business is, or you establish network neutrality rules. And that's what we actually have to work with right now, because competition, I think, will come, but that's a long-term solution. The near-term solution is ensuring that companies can't, as you said earlier, just tell you where you can go on the internet or charge you extra in case, charge you extra for the privilege. So I'm in Japan right now. I was in China earlier last year. If you want an example of how net neutrality doesn't work, check out what they do in China. It's a completely closed internet there. And it's very easy. The technological tools are there to determine where people go, what they see, what they can say on the internet. Now, that's a politically driven agenda there. An economically driven agenda can produce the same effect, though. And that's the issue I think we've got to address. As you mentioned too, there are some comments here from other small businesses, and I am a small business. I am the business, so it doesn't get much smaller than this. But from the folks that have been writing in on this, a commenter from Oregon says that as a small company doing business on the web, it is critical that there's a level playing field for all. If a few huge companies can decide what to allow through to end users and what to throttle, small businesses like mine will be put out of business and end users will suffer the consequences of limited access to content they desire and should have access to. The few big internet providers cannot be trusted to keep a free and open internet. We need net neutrality preserved now. Comment from Susan Henning of Advanced Physical Therapy. Net neutrality is essential for a healthy democracy and to enable healthy economic competition. My business relies on making our information and services easily available online. I urge you to support net neutrality at this crucial time. A commenter from Missouri says, I'm a small business owner and I need strong protections in place so I can still run my business. Without net neutrality, I will be forced to pay more just so my content will show to potential clients. How is that fair or right? Please restore strong net neutrality rules. Otherwise, you are allowing ISPs to throttle our signal, throttle and slow down our content, and create a monopoly that only rich people can afford. I don't even know if rich people are going to be able to afford it once it takes hold. But I think it's something we need to draw the line. And I'm speaking now personally. We need to draw the line now.
No, I think that's so important, Stephen. And I mean, it's really, I think, interesting to hear these comments from small business owners because, the telecom lobby, is really trying to frame this as like a partisan, net neutrality, this is like some socialist idea, and blah, 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 when it really couldn't be further from the truth. I mean, here you are, you're a small business owner, you're talking about competition and innovation. I mean, these are things that are like near and dear that you would think Republican senators would be lining up to get behind. And unfortunately, I think through misinformation and just the lobbying power of very large telecom monopolies, they've managed to sort of turn this into a partisan issue in Washington, D.C., when in reality, on the ground, it's something that's really impacting competition, impacting business owners and the economy, and something that, as you said, I totally agree, we need to draw a line in the sand because this is going to impact the entire future of the internet economy in ways that I think we're only beginning to see. So, any last thoughts for our viewers who are out here, as a business owner, as someone, who's directly impacted by this, what would you tell folks to do if, they want to make their voices heard on this?
Well, I mean, you get on social media while it's there. You make your case when your local representatives come to town and hold town meetings. Tell them what you think. And I think if I just leave one word, one message out there, it would be a message to our good Republican friends in the Senate that the original monopoly buster was Teddy Roosevelt, and he was not a socialist.
I think that's a great place to leave it, Stephen. Thank you so much for joining us all the way from Japan. Please, keep fighting for this important cause. We really need, small business owners and folks in the community out there pushing for this.